Yeah, I'm with that.
Okay. I think let's connect. I think let's connect immediately, and then it'll be easiest to go from there.
Bird. Sec.
I'll DM you my code.
Here. See. Billy 0.
Fox W Giat. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I just always make it something stupid.
I like that.
Uh,
Okay. Stage positioning. Um. So I guess to kind of cover the baseline is why just to lay out each individual position. So it's like we have center stage, which is like on any stage, it'll probably be around anywhere that isn't like at the edge of the platform. Anywhere between like these two parts, and then on FD it gets kind of awkward, but it's pretty much just some range around center stage where if you dash back, you'll end up going through the actual middle of the stage, you know?
yeah.
And then obviously there's the corner, which is like anywhere from around these parts of the platform and further back. And so it's like on other stages, it's like say on Yoshi's, the corner is the platform, or like on Battlefield, most of the platform is the corner, but like the inner half ends up being closer to a position I call like off center. So it's like you're
Yeah.
not exactly in the corner. And then there's off center, which is like you're not in the corner because you could like fully extend your movement backwards. But
Yeah, like Shine won't send you to ledge.
yeah. It's like it's a reasonable position. It's not like obviously the best position because you could only go so far into the corner, but you're not in the corner and you can at least get like one full set of movement out into the corner.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, and so among these, obviously center stage is probably the best generally because you can do the most things with your movement, and that's kind of the only real benefit is just that if anything happens in center stage, you always have the option to fully escape. And so you have the platforms at your disposal. You have going all the way into the corner at your disposal, or you could run like back and then move into like off center. But it's pretty
Yeah.
rare where you'll like fully give up center stage and then like get to go back into center for free. But you don't like
Yeah.
obviously that's not like a super direct loss. Like you're not going to get hit for doing that or anything, so it's not a super big deal. Off center, this is just like this position's not that bad, and I don't mind it because you have easy access to the platform. But because you have easy access to the platform, escapes can be like telegraphed, and not being able to go all the way into the corner, or not. I mean, you can go all the way into the corner. Not being able to like fully extend out your dash away and like full reset without being faced with the corner and limit your options in a way where people can kind of like compartmentalize the things you could do. And like
Yeah.
that's kind of the thing with stage positioning is it's like the less stage you have, the less variation there will be in your like decision. And so that's why stage positioning fundamentally is good. Is that I'd like to be in center stage because I could pick from this spot, I could go anywhere. I could go to your side and attack you. I could go back to my side and wait. I could stay exactly in center. I could jump this platform if I want to. I could go to your platform if I want to. And I can threaten, not even threaten, but I can be at all of these spots reasonably from this position, as Fox at least, you know?
Yeah, like the way that I would describe what my issue is in terms of like why I really think I needed this lesson was like I I feel like I'm at a point where it's like, all right, I've got game plans for like all the characters. Um and so like the although like I can improve in each of those game plans in various ways and like benefit from just individual matchup interactions, in all the matchups, I feel like in neutral, I only understand how to play like the spacing game. Like I'm only able to really consider like this is the distance between me and the character,
Mm-hmm.
and also like just whenever I have center, even against characters who have like a really bad time getting back to center, like Peach or something, I feel like I still just generally struggle on like pressing that advantage. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that advantage um like isn't something that I'm able to like impress upon my opponent because like I don't know how to like play center stage in a way when I have it or when my opponent's in a bad position. Like I don't know how to like shift my focus on like let me just keep them in that bad position and like chip away rather than like I don't know like just get like a super raw neutral win. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I may like or I'll be thinking like okay, like I knocked them down over here in the corner and I'm like at an awkward distance to try and tech chase.
Yeah.
Like let me hold this position rather than just try to get an immediate follow up. I feel like I tend to like go in as if like I knocked them down like over here or something instead of
Mm-hmm.
like over here, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so just in like general, like, is there like a? I know it's like obviously gonna be different for like matchups because every character's threat range is different, but like, at what point when someone like moves towards a corner, do you decide like, the most valuable thing I can do here is like play the position, or like the stage position rather than necessarily like directly engaging?
Mm-hmm. I think obviously, as you said, it's character dependent, but like the baseline will be like if you are doing something that's threatening enough to make the character think that you might be aggressive enough to where they'd want to move backwards and defend, then I'd be willing to like move up to that spot and kind of like take it
Mm,
from them. And so, for example, in the Ditto, if we were like playing neutral and we're both like around here and I like do this drill, but you stay
yeah,
close enough to me to where like there's a chance that I could get grabbed, then my
yeah,
idea is like I probably don't want that to happen. So some portion of the time I'd like run and then do like dash back, wave dash down. And if you see like, oh, he did a really long dash back, one to where it take him a considerable amount of time to move back into center, or I do
yeah.
the wave dash down, then it's like, okay, I have like a sign that makes me want to move forward and then take, whatever advantage I got positionally from them. Um,
Yeah, okay. So it's funny, like even like there, right?
yeah.
You're saying that whole sentence and like we're having this conversation and my brain goes like just cover the dash back. Like my brain goes, "Oh, so they're drilling and dashing back a lot. Let me like nair in here or do like an overshoot drill to like catch that."
Yeah.
My brain doesn't go like, "Oh, they're giving up center, so now I can eat away at their position by just dash dancing here."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that is
Okay.
very fair. Because, I mean, you're playing a mix up, right? And so it's weird to be like, let me, like, do one step above nothing to win the mix up. Because it doesn't, like, you don't get the dopamine. But I think, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the way to think about it isn't in
Mm,
terms of, like, it being, like, a raw neutral win. It's like, what if I hit this drill and you try and, read my dash back and I just sit here and up tilt or I run up smash? And that's really bad.
yeah.
You have to think about, it's more about avoiding being available to not get hit by the bad things and still taking some amount of advantage from the position. Because if I like see you whiff, and I'm like, well, I'm not super 100% about it, so I'll play it passively. If I see you commit to something right here, like drill to round up tilt or drill dash up smash, then I just get to punish it because I was waiting, right? So that's what
Yeah.
you like gain. That's the benefit that you'd get from it, rather than it being like a, oh, I whiff punished them dashing back, because that doesn't matter. they're not going to hit you for dashing back. And so like shifting your perspective from being like, I hit that because that's like the most direct thing, you get to hit the next step, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And also, it's like, if we're playing like the same neutral interaction from like this distance, but I'm playing it from the same distance and you're over here, you whiffing a move and me grabbing you becomes way more dangerous.
Yeah, I have less things I could do, and the less things I can do, the more I'm like, I should probably attack so I could like get out of this position. And then that just means that, oh, you waiting becomes even more powerful, you know? It's like, it's already really powerful to wait when you're in center stage, because you could do anything. But then, the less options I have, the more you wait. It's like, dude, I either stay in the position I'm in, which sucks balls, or I attack and you read it, and that sucks too, you know? It, like, the bad just gets worse. There's also something you mentioned about, like, you end up in, like, this awkward position where, you know, you're around here, and they end up teching over here instead of being right here or something, and so you don't, like, directly get to hit them. But I think that from these types of positions, you hitting them is just gonna end up being like, you're gonna hit them, but you have to do it in a different way. And so instead of it being like, oh, I'm gonna hit them super directly, it's like they're probably gonna whiff something to defend themselves, and then the position will be good enough for me to just get to willy-nilly go in there, and it won't be that big of a deal. And so it's like,
Or
if,
like
all right, you go.
they
You go.
roll, so if I just like do like one of these or something, they'll maybe that'll catch them trying to do something anxious out of the corner.
Yeah, and since you don't have to worry about the stage, you could always just be like, fuck, I don't like what I did, run all the way away. And guess what? You're in a good position still, right? That's like how positioning goes, is if you have good positioning, you could make more mistakes that don't get directly punished. Because for you to end up in a bad position, it's like, ooh, I have to lose here, I have to lose here, I have to lose here, and then I have to lose here. And then this is when the position starts not being good. It's like, for you to lose 4 times in a row, that's pretty good, you know? I lose a lot in Melee. 4 times, I'd love an extra 4. Maybe that means I don't get grabbed and then killed one of those times.
And if I don't lose, like, and if it doesn't take all of those efforts, then it means I gave up too much space, which is another thing that I realize a lot, where it's like, all like, be playing a Falco that like double lasers out the corner or something, and if it's like I like whiff like a back air or something in these positions, trying to like call them coming in, sometimes I'll like go over here instead of like just coming over here and giving myself like there's, let's say, another thing, it's like I opt to either like be right in someone's face or like be playing like full screen neutral sometimes, like just like, I think part of that might be like comfort in the dash dance, which like I think is good. I think it's more of like a confidence thing than necessarily like being able to dash dance in different ranges. But it's like, I think partly it's like I don't feel the advantage when I'm right here and like Falco's right here, so I'm just gonna go here where I'm back. safe.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think, yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. I definitely think just shifting your perspective. Well, because I feel that way a lot too, where it's like, fuck, this position doesn't even feel advantageous enough for me to care that much. But like, when you put the pieces together as a whole entire situation, it's good enough to where you should probably play around it. Even if fully resetting and going back to actual neutral, where you'll get like a hit that maybe you'll understand better or maybe it will be clearer, might feel more comfortable, it's probably just better to like stick it out and really play around positioning. And there's some characters where it's, you know, more important than others. Like in the Ditto, honestly, you're going to be RPSing most of the positions you play until you get them all the way in the corner. And that's like fine. So stage position still obviously matters, but it matters a lot less than, say, Falco, where Falco has a really hard time getting from here to here. For him to get to here, he either has to hard commit with an approaching laser, which I don't want to do. Maybe I'll get up tilted, maybe I'll get buried, maybe he'll be on platform and be above me. Or he like takes his time, lasers in place, does a few like jump forward lasers or full hops, and then threatens you like standing here and bearing, you know. And so it's like the slower, either the slower the character is, or the better like tools they have to directly punish you, the more corner ends up mattering. Because like, say for example, if it's Peach has the same issue as Falco where she's slow, but then Marth is slower than Fox, but Martha's really good at directly hitting you for being wrong. And so it's like I'd be less willing to like hold this position and more willing to go all the way back and then try and restart. Because that
Yeah.
ends up being safer overall than me being like, all right, I'm gonna bear out the Marth, maybe do some up tilts. It's like if I get dash dance grab in that spot, I'm cooked. And it's really easy for that to happen because Marth can dash attack. He could always jump forward, no fast fall. He could always wave dash forward, F smash. He could always dash forward, do nothing, react. And it's like, okay, those are
Yeah.
a lot of things that could go well, you know?
And that's also Marth's also one of the characters that I was really thinking about primarily when it's like, oh, they're at that awkward range, and like even if I'm at 0, if I miss my tech chase like right here and they spot dodge grab me, like I am actually in like a 50-50 like death mix up
Yeah.
versus like, maybe I'm playing against like a Fox and they like spot dodge shine me back to center and they can get a punish, or like they're another character where like maybe they can hit me and put me in an awkward position, but it never really feels like death is coming,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
Like there's just like another example of like, yeah, I don't know, just like lack of confidence in like playing some of these like it's like I have the advantage, but like mentally I'm like, oh, like what do I do here?
Yeah, you're
You
not
know?
comfortable enough with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's really easy to feel that way. It's hard. It's not like these positions just because they're better does not mean they're easier. It just means that more things can go well for you. They're still just as
Yeah.
hard as the next
Yeah.
position, you know?
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the big thing. I like the whole big like focus of like my like practice and like improvement for the past like couple of weeks has just been like really like going back to fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I'm like not learning like anything new. I'm just making sure everything that I already can do is like really clean, and I'm like really focusing on like some of these just like general principles that'll carry me throughout like every matchup.
Yeah.
Um, versus like getting super specific. But yeah, it's um, hmm. Do you think there's like a good like character to play against that like really highlights the advantage of the positions?
I think the characters that like honestly, Falco is one because I think Falco forces you to learn that you also have to fight when they're in the corner sometimes, as well as hold good
Mm,
positioning. I think Peach is good because it teaches you how to hold positioning really well and get rewarded for it every single time you play it well.
yeah,
I think Sheik
like
is
Peach on
good.
ledge,
Yeah, Peach on ledge. She should probably die most of the time. Peach in the corner. It should take her a few iterations to get out, unless she really hard reads you, or like,
or you're
um,
impatient and you get parasoled during the refresh.
yeah, yeah. It's like okay, and that's fine. I don't know. It's like Peach. It's hard for Peach to like get out the corner and punish you really hard at the same time. Like you have to kind of fuck up, you know?
Yeah, like I have to get parasoled and then like tech roll into the corner.
Yeah, it's like you did the one thing that she could hit, so I guess you lose. I think Sheik's also a really good character because Sheik is one of the characters that makes you actually work for it because she's pretty good at fighting not from the corner but in the corner, and like she is hard to punish regardless of whether she's in the corner or in center stage. And she always has ledge available, which I think she's pretty good off of. She's
Oh
going to
yeah.
the platform so she could play a broader variety of positions from the corner. Um, and then like when you end up in the close spots in the corner, it'll teach you how to like both or be decisive about maintaining the position and finding a way to like soft reset or to fight to position out well because I think Sheik probably among all the top tiers has the best scrambles against Fox.
It was funny. I when I first started thinking about this, I tried to create a save state of like with different things of like Sheik getting out of the corner and me like dash dancing and like kind of where we're talking about like not on the other side, just like in center, and like kind of playing the mix up with it doing random stuff, and like
Mhm.
I was just getting mixed by my own like save state so hard. Like it was like I literally because like I was like I'm gonna do Sheik because like Sheik's the character I'm the best with. Like I understand how Sheik works. Um, so I would just had like I had boost grab, like dash attack, wave dash F tilt. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
dash dance, like AC fair, like right at the edge of the inner plat in case I'm like narrowing in, and I'm just like trying stuff out, and I'm like, what works here against like most of this stuff kind of like mentality?
Yeah.
Like what's like a good safe option to do here, or like how can I like play reactively with all of these things? And I was just getting like, it took me like 2 days to like kind of figure out like, okay, this is the range, it's a little further back, and like so I asked, Sheik is hard. Like
Yes.
I having the discipline to like play that sort of position against Sheik is rough because it feels like no matter where you are on the stage, if Sheik gets like a grab or a dash attack, like they're equally bad. Like you're
Yeah.
equally just getting tech chased, or if you're in the corner, you're getting back thrown. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Sheik is. I don't know how it happened, but there's a world or a time where people thought Sheik was worse, and it's like, dude, Sheik is fucking broken. She has
oh
so many
yeah,
good options from almost every position. She just has the one problem she has is that in a few matchups, the things that go wrong for her go horrendously wrong. But that's it, you know?
and the recovery is bad. The
Yeah,
recovery is really punishable. But
yeah,
like with like Amsa teching and like like it's like Zelda, like as dumb as it sounds, like switching to Zelda, sometimes like not to recover, but maybe like to slow your fastball, and like there's just a lot of like little mix-ups that like kind of like how the same way that like I don't know how to. It's not like Falcon, you know what I'm saying? Like Sheik
mm-hmm.
is a bad recovery, but it's not like Falcon.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think Sheik's recovery is exploitable, but she has a lot of things going for it. So,
Yeah, or it's like Falcon, he like hugs you and you tech, and like he's still in a bad position. And it's like
yeah,
if you get poofed, like you're actually just cooked.
yeah, yeah. Falcon has an actually bad recovery. Sheik has a worse recovery than the best characters in the game. You know?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I think something that we could do that might be useful is we could go through a few characters and I'll just like try and play the corner position as them and then we could talk
Yeah.
about the situations as they happen. Yeah. So,
I'm down.
all right, let's start with Falco and then I'll just be in the corner and then, we could play it out. So just start the game normally. I think you're playing a bit too passive and against Falco you want to like your goal is to end up around here-ish when I like might be scared to laser. Because if I'm here without a laser, you could always just nair me. Just go all the way into
Yeah.
the corner and nair. Not even like drift back, just go all the way in. And it's like, I can't really deal with that super well, but I could obviously shield. But that means, it's like, the way that like, the way that the corner works is that it's like, when I'm like, ooh, I really don't want to get hit by this thing, but I don't have all the resources, the alternative to you just or to me like directly hitting the thing you're doing will always be that like you get to have really good position if you wait or something. So if I'm like sitting here and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to get nared by Fox, so I shield. Think about how bad this position is for me. Wave dash forward sucks because you could be around here. Go to platform is fine, but you could also just full hop nair, and it's not the riskiest thing to do unless I'm really looking for it. Run up grab, close to an insta kill, or I go back to ledge,
So when I'm standing here, like, what's the balance of me like trying to aerial versus just like dash dancing and trying to cover like a really shitty roll? That's something that I always think about. It's like, do I just kind of like dash dance here and like see the roll cross up and up smash, or do I like like, or am I supposed to like throw these like non-committal aerials trying to catch you coming in? And or do I dash dance and like wait for the jump with the laser to nair in? Like, like I sometimes feel like they're like completely different like mentalities on like how to approach it when I'm like playing this position.
I agree. I think a good baseline is that the or like a generalization is that the better stage positioning you have, the less you need to be moving. And so it's like when I'm like in center, we're like here, I'm like, okay, obviously I need to be moving to like make things happen. But if I get you all the way right here, I'm okay with sometimes being like, I'm gonna up tilt in place, or I'm gonna full hop here, or I'm gonna go to side plat and then like play around that and not even be dashing, And so it's like, once they're all the way into the corner, you don't even need to always be like, all right, I'm dash dancing. Sometimes wave dashing down is enough pressure. Sometimes full hopping in place there's enough pressure. And then from this spot, this is a cool spot because you could cover a lot of roles just by standing here, and you get to wave
Yep.
shine back or up
Yep.
tilt or like back air it. Or you stand here, oh, I guess I'll nair into the corner, dash forward a bit, boom. Or it's like, ooh, I like going to the platform, full hop, go to platform, and then this is the broken part, especially against Falco, where having your back turn super good. If you full hop here, there are so many things that can happen. You could full hop drift forward, play around this spot. You could full hop in place. Maybe you land on the platform. It's hard for him to tell. You could full hop, drift all the way back, and then like shield drop bear, or full hop, land on the platform, short hop bear, fall through, full hop, land on platform, fall off aerial, full hop, land on platform, jump to top platform, drop through with an aerial. It's like those are like that was like 10 different variations I said,
Yeah.
and every single one of them is both hard to hit, probably not going to hit it most of the time, and something that you have to defend against.
Yeah.
And that's all without even me full hopping. That's just what if you nared, I have to think about what if you just nair into the corner, or what if you start doing the full hop shit and I'm sitting here like, oh my god, I'm cooked,
What if I grab?
Yeah, and it's like if I get hit from any of those positions, I'm probably going off stage, and if it's land, I'm probably getting edge guarded a good portion of the time,
Yeah. Well, something I think about a lot is like, especially like, I get reversaled in these positions a lot by
Yep.
Miles because like sometimes I'll do this thing where it's just like I'll like run up and shield to try to like maybe like predict a laser in place or something, or like which is already like it's not reactive, or like maybe I'll try to like do something and then do something out of this, and I'm getting like back thrown into the corner into being like double lasered by Falco right here like so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to really like tell myself like, but when you're in these positions, like don't shield, like just try to like I'm trying to think like do you think like take laser up tilt is the move in terms of laser, or
Honestly, I don't care if I get lasered here, because I can always just like full hop the platform, dash away, or like take laser there. Like if he like lasers in place here and he's like, I'm gonna approach, it's not that big of a deal, because I'm either gonna dash back, go into center, and then play a mix up where it's like, oh, take laser jab, or take laser nair, or take laser full hop, or even dash back again, and then Falco still has to chase me. Or it's like, I take laser and I just nair into the corner, or it's like, take laser full up to side plat, and then it feels pretty bad when I'm Falco and Fox is on side platform right here as I'm approaching lasering. Because if that happens, he's probably going to run off aerial me, and best case scenario, I get my shield out. Absolute best case scenario,
yeah.
So I think I kind of refrain from up tilting for laser specifically in the corner unless I have a really hard read and the up tilt hit specifically is the best thing to do. So like pretty low %.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe like when you wave dash down, turn around up tilt in case they like, ledge dash immediately roll or something, and then you start playing the position with more of like a walling reacting to jumps for nair kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Or play full hop mix up,
Yeah.
The full hop
Definitely
mix
for
ups sound
Falco.
nice. They sound pretty. It sounds pretty like not super committal, which
Nope.
I think is good. Like I think my style in general as it's evolved is pretty more like safe commitments with like doing like really sometimes like really bad scraps just because like I can't say no sometimes, but like in general in neutral I'm a big like soft commitments guy.
Yeah. I think learning the corner positions will definitely play to your strengths a lot, because that is like most of the corner stuff. Because it never feels good in melee to be like, oh man, I got a hard commit to hit them, and so it feels a lot better to be like, oh, I don't even have to do that much to end up hitting them in a way that like is pretty good. So I guess you mentioned walling, and something I want to bring up is that there's some characters where walling's really good and some characters where walling's worse. And so the characters that I think it's really good against, Falco, you could wall, but it's the most dynamic of the characters that you're gonna wall. Like you're gonna be dashing away the most or going to top platform the most. Or like
gotta be ready to like CC shine or something.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely that's the most like variation among the walling characters. But then there's like Peach, which is literally just I guess I'll back air, land on top or side platform, dash Jensen center stage. And it's like Peach is cooked. She struggles so much. With Puff, it's similarly Wally, where it's like I'm gonna full hop bear a ton. Maybe if she lands on the ground, I'll bear, and then every now and then, if I feel like the position is good enough or like they're scared enough, I could do run up grab to grab a shield or nair into the corner or something. Um, and then I think, I mean, Samus is definitely a character that gets walled. Same reason as Peach and Puff. She's just slow and can't attack well out the corner. Probably
Oh
worse than
yeah.
Peach, but better than Puff. Well, Puff is
Wait, you said who?
different.
Sorry, the
Samus.
timer came on.
Oh, Samus. I think Samus is probably worse than Peach, but better than Puff. But Puff's different because Puff's goal isn't even to get out the corner a lot of the time. So
Mm.
that,
That's crazy to me now. That I don't know. My Samus like mentality is super skewed because I play with Silver, like
yeah,
fucking
he's
Silver,
just pretty
all the
good.
time. No, that dude's a freak, man. Like that dude's so different. I don't know how much of Silver's Samus you've seen.
I've
Like
seen some of it.
he like didn't I think he 3-0'd Skurzo at fucking Big House. Like he's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's definitely good. I think Samus. The difference in walling against Samus and Peach is that against Samus, you're not like walling like, oh, I'm just barren in place. It's like it's kind of like the walling that you do against Falco, where it's like, maybe I do an aerial in place, maybe I jump to platform, maybe I go to top platform, but like there's less reason for you to like feel like, I want to go all the way back to center stage, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All the way back to center stage just gives them the chance to charge or shoot missiles.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, it's scary though. Yeah.
It is.
Just all
I
the
mean,
movement mix-ups. Samus just as like if the player can do it, like there's just a lot of movement mix.
yep. And if you get reversaled, you're probably dead. She'll down smash you at 20%, and you'll fly into the
Oh
blast
yeah.
zone and be like, I didn't even know that move was strong enough to kill me at 20%. I swear it's stronger at low percent than it is at high percent. I don't get it.
I know it feels like the hit stun lasts longer.
Yeah, it's insane. I don't understand how that move works, but if I get hit by that 20, I'm 100 times more scared than if I get hit by that 80.
Yeah, I might yeah, dude. There's definitely gonna be a Samus lesson one of these days when like I'm ready to start trying to figure out Silver, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
There are other hills to climb first. That dude's wild. He's been on the PR for like so many years.
He's been playing for a really long time. I've known about him for a very long time.
Oh yeah, he's finally getting the shine though. I mean, he like that's crazy, dude. Like the game 5 with none at
Yeah.
Big House
He
2. He's
probably
crazy.
should have won.
ED probably should have won, but none's none. We'll give him that.
Yeah, whatever. You play against a good player, you lose. Should have won, but so be it. I guess that's what makes him good. And then I think that's it for walling out the good characters, and then obviously the characters that you have to play dynamic against, where it's like dashing back's a lot more prevalent. Fox, Sheik, Marth, Falcon. That's when you play against these characters, less so Falcon, more so Marth, Sheik, and Fox. It doesn't feel like I'm playing this super duper
Broad
hyper
advantage.
advantageous. Yeah, it feels more
Yeah.
like, damn, this is like normal neutral most of the time. Unless the
So,
way that
yeah.
like you really for it to feel like an advantage that you get against a walling character, you have to like really win a situation hard that sets up a really bad position once they're already in poor stage positioning.
Yeah.
That's the how you get it to feel bad against those characters. You have to really just like, ooh, run up, wave dash down against Marth. He's whiffing in the corner. It feels like you're hitting a Falco lasering in the corner. Or it's like Sheik's like, ooh, I'm scared in the corner. I'm gonna jump fair, and you wait for it, and then you F throw or narrow up the air. It feels really bad. Or Fox, you catch him dashing back, and then you up smash him or something.
Yeah.
Those are the spots where it feels just as good of a position as say if Falco's lasering in the corner and you're full hopping right there.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about playing the corner against Falcon?
Yes, definitely.
Because Falcon, you kind of touched how it doesn't feel like you really wall Falcon, but it also doesn't feel like giving up too much space is really that good anyways. You
Mhm.
know? Because like when I think like Sheik, like I'm thinking like I dash back and then they whiff a dash attack around here, and then
Yeah.
I like dash in, do a drill like that or something. But Falcon, it feels kind of weirder, especially with all the hack dash mix-ups, and
I think Falcon's weird because you can't go to the platform almost ever because this move is just evil.
yeah,
full hop
That'll
becomes a
win
lot
every
worse.
trade.
Yeah, full hop becomes a lot worse because if I nair coincidentally at a time where you're full hopping, my legs will just beat it. Because like I think this is something that we probably haven't talked about, but against Falcon, I don't really like full hopping unless I will full hop and then land on top of his head. And that's
Yeah.
like pretty hard to do when he's in the corner. Because what are you gonna do? How are you gonna get from here to here without already running into the corner? You know. And so it's
Most
like,
of my
oh, you
most
go.
of my most of my successful full hops, I'm gonna throw that caveat because I do a lot of unsuccessful ones.
Mm,
But the successful ones, it's always like dash forward, full hop, drift back, and do like a falling up air, back air.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, like I dash in and they try to like meet me with like a nair here, and then I just like full hop and then like come down on top with an up air or drift in with a back air, kind of react to their drift, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
like
mean, I think
like
that's
doing
perfectly
full hops
accurate.
like this, I'm just getting cooked.
Yeah.
Like
It's like,
you, yeah, I mean, plus it's like I only have like good. The only Falcon I play with most of the time is just Jake, and he's just really good. So
yeah. True. So yeah, Falcon's awkward because full hopping is less good, but I think the main thing that makes Falcon suck in the corner is that he already has the weakness he has in center stage, where as long as you're actionable, he can't hit you with an aerial. You can always just shield, you know.
yeah,
As long as you see him jump, if you shield, he can't hit you with an aerial. So that's why dash dancing is good. And then it's like if he can't like throw an aerial across the stage, he's like in this position where he can't dash back, and dashing forward gets him hit by like a drill in place. And so it's like if he's like nairing like this and you're standing like around right here and you know you like, oh, he nared, I guess I'll drill in place. It's pretty hard for me to do anything about that, you know? It's like I either have to run up grab and then sometimes be wrong about the drift and run into a grab, or
Yeah.
whiff the grab on the there and then you dash dance like up smash me, or like something like that, or it's like a more direct way, I guess, to play about, you know, Falcon being in the corner is you can't always just stand here and short hop bear. And short hop bear, as long as you're like intentional about your drift to like actually hit my nair, because you can't do it in place if I'm not drifting with the nair. You have to like drift in, you know. Then it's like
forward Falcon.
yeah, drift towards Falcon. And then if that's the case, then it's like, okay, I like the most I could do about that is shield the bear, and then sometimes get a shield grab if it's high enough. Like that
Or
bear
I
probably would get a shield
pressure.
grab. Yeah, or I get pressured. Or maybe if I'm at a low enough percent to where if I CC a bear, I don't get put on ledge like that, then I could CC grab it, you know?
Oh, dude, yeah, that's a big one with Jake.
Yeah, I think the main thing of Falcon's one of the characters where he will probably stay in the corner for the longest, because it is really hard for him to deal with you doing like, oh, I guess I'll intermittent bear, dash dance, wave dash down here, see if he jumps to up tilt. If he doesn't, so what, go back to dash dancing, and then like short hop bear here again, or dash dance right outside of this range. It's like he struggles a lot to get out of this position without like, ooh, I go to platform. And then if he goes to platform, you know what's going to happen. You could either like stand here center stage bearing, not like to hit the nair, or stand right here and up tilt, or like dash dance right here and wait to like up smash something, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't jump off like that. That's scary. I hate jumping off like this sucks, because what if you just nair forward, I'll just get hit and that sucks. And so it's like, I'm on the platform, but this doesn't change anything. So it just means that like, Falcon being on the platform means that he gets to like do runoff aerials and have it like be threatenable or threatening technically, or move to the edge of the platform and then like see if you whiff under him and then get to like punish it with a stomp or like run off up air or something. So I think against Falcon, you follow almost all the same rules you normally would in neutral, where it's like, don't commit to aerials too much, because if you do and you're wrong, you could get hit. Full hop isn't that great because Falcon's aerials set up to hit punish or whiff punish full hop a lot if you're not already spaced perfectly for it. Ground moves are pretty chill a lot of the time, but it's probably best to like play reactively to Falcon jump and take advantage of the space, because if you have corner pressure, I'm right here. You could go from here to back here without it being that risky and still also have wave dash down up tilt available to hit like jumps, or like run back shield and then be able to like shine out a shield by nair or something. And so it's essentially playing the exact same neutral that you play in center stage, except he can't dash back. And so sometimes he'll whiff an aerial and you'll be like, I guess I'll run up grab forward throw. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay. And what do you think about what do you think about just like nair in the nair, like walling with nair? I see it happen. I feel like sometimes, and I don't know how I feel about it. Sometimes I try it and it works, and sometimes I try it and I die. You know, like.
I don't think it's that great against Falcon. I think against a character like Falco who has to like approaching laser, it's fine sometimes, but I'm not the biggest fan because then if you whiff an aerial right in front of Falco's face, he gets to start playing the game again. I think I just nairing like zoning or walling in place with nair isn't good, but like approaching nair into the corner has its merits, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like it's
Well,
good
and
to like.
also the other thing is up tilt. I feel like every time I do an up tilt, I just get grabbed.
Yep. I think it's kind of the thing that we talked about earlier, where it's like the position is better, like or the advantage you have is better, but not good enough for it to be so overwhelming, and that like applies to up tilt too, where like doing wave dash up tilt out of shield, it's not a bad enough position for them to just get hit by it, you know? And so then it kind of feels like I would much rather use up tilt hyper intentionally. And so it's like the examples of that are it's like, oh, you're playing against Martha in the corner, you're standing around right here, you know, you wave dash down to a soft read, him doing something, and then you see him dash forward, and it's like, okay, now I get to up tilt because I saw him dash forward. Or it's like, against Falcon, you're playing soft neutral here, maybe you wave dash down to start pressure, and then you realize you want to move back, and then you do wave dash down in center stage, and then you up tilt when you see him jump, right? Or it's like, the one character that I think you get to use it the most preemptively against is probably Sheik, where it's like, you're staying around here, and for some reason you shield, because you don't want to, like, get dash attacked, and then you're like, ooh, Sheik didn't dash attack, but I think she wants the pressure, I'm going to wave dash forward under her and up tilt.
Okay.
But most of the time, you're not going to be like, ooh, I'm zoning this bitch out. Back air, up tilt. That's pretty bad. That is like a hard enough commitment to where if you're wrong, you just get punished and lose position and are also probably going to get comboed, which is really bad. You don't, that's one of the, I guess, rules of corner is that like the better stage position you have, the less you want to hard commit because the more you're losing technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like the better position you have, the less reason you have to commit. And so then if you do commit, you're losing position and you're getting comboed. Compared to like if you're in center playing something close to true neutral, if you like hard commit and you're wrong, it's like, oh well, I guess I was wrong on the read, you know. But that also it's weird because that is true, but at the same time, if they're in the corner, the more likely a hard commitment will work because the less options they have to avoid it. So then that kind of like brings into question what type of hard commitments should I be doing then? It's like up tilt's a hard commitment but doesn't cover anything unique. But up smashing into the corner does cover something unique because it covers jump in place, which is a common thing to do in the corner because it like lets them do an action that maybe protects themselves and they don't have access to dash back. So they should be jumping more often, technically, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, in that case, it makes a lot more sense to be like, oh, they're in the corner jumping, I'm going to run up smash, you know, and then catch him. Or maybe run up nair or something. Yeah. But even still, you know, it's a hard commitment. So if they're like, oh, I'm chilling, I'm just going to shield, then you get back thrown. But that's fine, because if they're shielding in the corner, if they get forward thrown, it's really bad, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel
One
about
thing
up tilt.
I had pre-selected this stage because I was one thing I was gonna ask after we talked about Sheik was like, you did mention like how it's a little weirder on FD. Are there like some general like schools of thought that with as it pertains to specifically FD because it's a little different with other plats?
On FD, I am more likely to dash all the way away because the stage is so big. There is less like the difference between horizontal spacings, between like the small aspects, I guess. So like the difference between this spacing and this spacing is less on FD
Yeah.
because there's no platforms for them to escape to. So for them to get out the corner, they have to actually fight from here to like get to make something happen instead of it being like, oh, I got a platform and now my extended, assuming there's a platform here, my extended range goes from being like, here or something to like I'm now attacking from this spot essentially because this would be the edge of the platform that they could like run off of or something. Yeah. So that's the difference, is that like without platforms, it's not gonna be like, oh, if they do get to platform, then it like extends their technical range or something like that. They have to actually play out each individual position well. And so that means like from your perspective, being back here matters a lot less because they have to like transition through these spots to get there. And so for the defender, it the spacing, each individual spacing matters more, but for the defender it matters less, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
You could always go back here, and then if you're back here, your threat range is still up to, not threat range, but like your pressure range is still up to right here, which is still in the corner, right? Like, if I get shined here, it's pretty bad. I might get wave shine F thrown, or like, if you nair me, like, I can't like go all the way back that safely. Like, if I go all the way back and I'm like, fuck, Fox is gonna approach me, I'm still in a bad spot. And so it's like, I can't escape pressure without ending up in a worse spot still. There's no like, variation in that because of FD. So I think like being right here on FD, whether in the corner, is pretty chill. You could move up to this spot actually pretty safely. So I like using my movement a lot more often. Like I will be like, I'm pressuring corner here, it doesn't feel that good. I guess I'll dash all the way back. And you see how even here, I'm off center. But it doesn't really matter. I'll just like play that position and then they'll still be cornered even if they realize that and then move to this spot,
Yeah.
All that to say, I dash back further.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess it's also like, do you think the corner's more dangerous? Like being cornered is more dangerous?
Yeah. I think being cornered is more dangerous, but at the same time, it is easier to navigate. Because there isn't a platform here, the ways that you can pressure me or hit me are significantly like reduced. And so if I'm like shaking the corner, I'm thinking, okay, as long as I don't run into full hop bear or like drill or something, I only really need to worry about run up grabbing there,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that
Okay.
yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Let's see.
Other than Peach, are there any characters where there's like a really explicit way that I should be playing the stage when they like hold ledge?
I think all the characters are different, but the general rule will be for the characters that have a good ledge dash. So Fox, Falco, Sheik, you want to stand like somewhere around here-ish to where if they whiff, then and you're waiting, you can like run up there or something. Or you are full hopping here or something, or maybe you hit them directly right here to like check their gallon or whatever.
Yeah.
And then what's cool about that is since they have good enough ledge dashes, they could pick to like be defensive. So like she can do like not that. She can do like ledge dash, wave dash back teeter. And so then if you hold this position, oh, you just get corner now. Like you get like a super raw corner position. So it's good to stand at like the outside edge of like someone's ledge dash spreading range. It's obviously different for each character because say for example, Sheik does always have like ledge dash like boost grab on the table,
Yeah,
and so like
effective range is just so big off of ledge.
But that's also fine because you don't lose that much by like timing a drill here for when Sheik ledge dashes. Because what am I gonna do? I'm gonna ledge dash F tilt and you're gonna be drilling there. Like I don't like that. Like I whiff and I don't get to punish you for it. You see how that position you dash back as I was F tilting and you could have like pressured me.
Yeah.
That's like why against Sheik it's not that big of a commitment to be like, I guess I'll cover boost grab further back, you know? Though it does kind of vary, because Sheik, you can get away with doing that drill in place, but against like a Fox, you're just gonna get up smashed if you're like drilling there randomly. So you have to like play more movement oriented around that spot, and or like use full hops well. You can't like do an action in place there that safely.
Yeah, I feel like full hop's bad against Sheik. I get like up tilted for that a lot if I go for like full hop stuff.
I think full hopping is fine if you space well around the potential up tilt. Like you have to like space horizontally to Sheik when you're like full hopping and pressuring in the corner.
Okay.
Like you want to like, and you also want to probably do it with your back turn more often. Like if I'm like right here, I just got up from a ledge dash assume, and I'm like full hopping, or I mean up tilting. You want your full hop bear to just outrange my up tilt, or you want to be full hopping at a timing where it's so long after up tilt you're not getting whiff punished. You know,
I see.
or not whiff punished, but getting hit out the air by up tilt.
Okay.
And then it's yeah, so against the characters at ledge dash, you probably stand around that range. So it'd be like Fox, Falco, Sheik, Marth, and Falcon-ish. Falcon, less so, you just need to worry about double jump aerial from ledge. But against Marth, Falco, Sheik, Marth. I said Marth twice, but that is around the range. Marth is different because his move's so big. A lot of the time you're gonna actually like be in the spot where you're like right outside the ledge dash range and then move backwards to avoid an action because his moves are so big. And that kind of goes for all the other characters too, but like, yeah, that's the ledge dash character list. And then against the non-ledge dash characters, you could kind of play more greedy around the ledge. And so it's like, oh, I'm going to dash dance, they're on the ledge. I'm going to see if maybe they do a double jump aerial to hit them, or you're going to stay at like that range that's kind of inside the ledge dash range to like hit them, you know? But that doesn't mean you go all the way into the corner. That just means you're staying there, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Honestly, I don't know if I have much else to say about corner specifically, but if you have any thoughts, you could share them. I'll also think of something to say potentially.
No, that was the main stuff. There's also like the whole bag of like how to effectively play when you're on the back foot in the corner.
Yeah, we
But
can
I
talk
feel like
about
that's
that, honestly.
almost a little bit more intuitive in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in a weird way, it's just like because I feel like when I'm in the corner, I'm like, okay, I'm in the corner. I must play around this position like defensively or like choose my options a bit more carefully or saying like I'm understanding that it's a limited mix up. But when I'm holding center, it was more of an issue like I'm holding center and like I'm not aware of like how the other person is being limited right now by their position.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was understanding it a lot more from like one side than the other.
Yeah.
Um, the only character I have a really hard time getting out of the corner against is like a good Falco.
Yep, that is really hard. That position's pretty fucked. If you want, let me press start so I could pick Falco. But we could talk about it. Falco,
Yeah,
getting out the corner against Falco is just super duper tough.
the Miles is just double laser in place at the like inner edge of the side plat, and then like if I shield, I'm getting run up grabbed, and then like just it all just kind of shoots out from there. But
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, it's pretty tough because when you're in this position, Falco's going to be sitting here lasering, and you're going to be like, damn, what do I do? Maybe you'll full hop, Falco can read that. Maybe you'll wave dash forward, you'll go into a laser and then get, laser shined. Maybe Falco decides to attack into the corner, and you're like, well, fuck, I just got laser and I want to shield because, I don't want to get, like, laser aerial or something, but then I, like, do a late aerial forward, which I wouldn't be doing that often, but it's still on the table. Maybe I laser and then I dash dance and turn my back, and then if you try and nair me out of my two lasers, you're getting hit, And so like, it is a pretty hard position, but as Fox, your main things are gonna be ledge dash, and then playing around this spot. It's gonna be slightly different than other stages, but playing around the spot where you can pick between full hopping and landing on platform, or full hopping and drifting back to ledge, or full hopping in place and landing on the ground and attacking. Like, you have to be ambiguous with that, you know?
Okay.
That's gonna be your thing, because it's like, if you full hop here and you trick the Falco into thinking you're going on platform and he whiffs a jump shine, you get to run under him, and then now you're in center scot-free. Or maybe...
Or
are you good?
If I do this, right, and they're putting out a down air, like, right here, you know?
Yeah.
Like, at the tip of the platform, I can then, like, do one of these and grab center and maybe back air them. Or...
Yeah. That's, like, the whole thing, is you want to make Falco guess whether he thinks you're going to land on the ground from the full hop, if you're going to land on the side platform, or full hop to the side platform, or if you're going to, you know, sometimes you'll just laser in place and laser your landing on the full hop, and then it resets. You know, and that's fine.
Yeah.
There is also the aspect of, like, being aggressive out of the corner, where there will be sometimes where, like, Falco's, like, lasering here, and you'll be like, I actually think I'm close enough to where if he lasers twice in place, I can hit him. So this is a range where, if you go as fast as possible, you can hit me out of the like, between the two lasers. Or it's like, I guess I'll take laser, and then, like, maybe I'll try and power shoot a laser, and then wave dash and shine. You know, or maybe it's like, I think Falco is gonna laser and then try and turn his back to deal with Nair, and so I'm just gonna running shine, you know. So it's like, if I do like one laser and then I try and like setting up for, okay, well, I reacted there, that's my bad. But if I'm setting up for like Nair here and you're running shine, you just hit me out of this, you know.
Yeah.
So that's like, those are ways to be aggressive, but definitely being aggressive is not your main way of getting out. Like, your main goal is to trick Falco into committing and then using that as an opportunity to end up, like, here, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so I guess, like, I've kind of avoided full hopping, but I feel like what I would do is I would do, like, ledge dash, like that kind of full hop, and that's just really... Like, if I come down right on top of them, I'm getting up tilted. If I, like, double jump, that's really easy for them to call out because I'm putting myself, like, directly below them, right?
Yeah,
so
they have all the center stage to do their own thing safely.
Yeah, so more about if I'm full hopping, doing it, like, right here.
Yeah, you want to, like, be... Because one thing that I guess I haven't mentioned is it's really hard to hit people who are directly in the corner. It's just hard. Because the only way you hit people who are directly in the corner is you transition through this spot all the way to right here before you, like, attack. And so it's like, I have to, like, to hit the corner, you see how far I have to go to actually even, like, get there? And so it's like, if I'm spending that time going from, say, like, maybe I'm dash dancing here and I'm like, I want to hit you in the corner. I run all the way into the corner. That means, like, I'm spending time doing that, and if you wanted to, you could be, like, up smashing me out of my jump. It's like, I can't aerial instantly, or jump instantly out my dash. I have to dash far and then jump, and that goes for, like, every character. Some characters have it easier than others. Like, Fox is really good. Not really good. Well, he's really good relative to other characters to hitting people who are directly in the corner, because Nair, if you do it well, can go all the way to the edge and edge cancel like that, you know?
Yeah, like Peter.
But not every character has that luxury, Falco being one of them, and so it's like, it's hard for me to get from here all the way to the corner without it feeling like I'm throwing my life away. Like, I could down out here and it feels safe.
I shield, I just go to ledge.
Yeah, it's hard to actually even get value. And so it's like, most of the characters will be like, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal. I'll aerial into the corner but not go all the way. And then if I don't go all the way, guess what? I
can, like, just do that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm, like, right here doing a down air. You're not scared, you know? You're chilling. You get to punish it. So yeah, playing around the very edge of the corner as your baseline is good. It's hard to be like, I can't call out, you know, the other person can't be like, ooh, I want to call out all three things. They have to pick either platform, full hop in place, looking like they're going to land on platform, or just go to ledge. And if you full hop and go to ledge, and they're whiffing something here, ledge dash is great. You know, they're in a ton of frame disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty much, I mean, that's like, that was a pretty general coverage of Fox in the corner, but against Falco specifically, it's more so than other characters, you want to play around this spacing and full hopping a lot. Characters like
Yeah.
Marth, it's really easy for him to be like, oh, I guess I'll just fair you. Or Sheik will be like, I'm bearing right here and you're getting cooked. Or Falcon will be like, I'm standing here up airing. But Falco doesn't have that
Yeah.
privilege.
Or spamming like instant up air.
Yeah.
That's my least favorite.
Yep.
But no, this was good. I have like I'm going to like a big sesh with a lot of good players, like pretty soon. And I was like, this kind of works. Like I'm gonna have this lesson, and then like I'm just gonna make the goal of this whole session to like really press my stage advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully like utilize some of this stuff. But yeah, I think this if I properly like just like sesh with different characters with this in mind can just help me in a lot of matchups.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't know if there's another like principle like this that I would want to do instead of a traditional lesson after this. Maybe talk about like some solo practice / like punish stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll hit you up at some point for the second lesson this month.
Yeah,
Sorry about
sounds good.
being late yesterday.
No,
Or
it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Word.
Okay, well, good luck. If you have any questions, obviously message me. And definitely try and watch top players for this one specifically. It'll give you, like, a very strong baseline to work off of, you know? They'll, like, kind of lead the path, and then you could pick how specifically you want to play after you watch them, you know?
Yeah, it's funny. That was one of the things that started this. There's like a fiction lesson that he did with Zuppy. And it's Zuppy versus Moki, and Moki is just destroying him with like Zuppy getting out of the corner predictably every time.
Mm-hmm.
And the way like fiction was talking about like playing like center when like Fox is trying to get out the corner is just like something I hadn't really like considered or labbed out that hard, so I kind of wanted to talk through it. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna do that. I'm sure every Fox past a certain level is good at it, so I'll just pick the ones I like.
Yeah. I do think Fiction, when he played Fox, was one of the better Foxes at playing positioning super intentionally. But I mean, all the top Foxes are going to be good at it overall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
have a good rest of your weekend. Good luck at the tournament.
Yeah, it's more like a party / sesh, you know. But yeah, still good luck. It's gonna be like a bunch of like PR level players. So
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
all right, peace out, man.
Peace.